I'd love to do more videos, but that's a comment I hear quite often. Over the years, I've done quite a lot of videos, both on kind of national TV and on my own social channels. And recently, I've done a number of live broadcasts, and every time I do it, I always get someone say to me something like, "You make it look easy. I'd love to do it, but I would get too nervous. I wish I could do it." Just comments like that. And the truth is, the reason why most people don't share, publish, and show up more consistently and more confidently isn't because of intellect, ability, lack of motivation or desire. It's because of the head noise, the internal resistance that shows up when they attempt to do it. And that's the work I do with my clients in all different areas and walks of life. And more recently, I've worked with a number of business owners and professionals who have wanted to get more into that side of things so they could be more visible in their business. So in this video, I wanted to share a simple strategy that I take my clients through to help them to clear some of the head noise and to update what I call the S.H.I.T.E, which is self, habits, identity, thoughts, and energy, that then allows them to show up, to be more visible, and to share more consistently with confidence. And the thing is, it's like most things. Practice is key. You know, I've been sharing videos for over a decade, and I don't claim to be an expert. You know, I'm only human like everybody else. And like I say, I've done some quite big TV shows over the years. And if you let the internal voice get in the way, then it will quite easily send you into that place where you just kind of freeze or want to kind of get out of the situation, or the fear kicks in and you decide that it's not worth doing anymore. I'm not saying that you should do more video. What I'm saying is, if you would like to do more video, if you would like to show up more in your business, you know, the same applies if you're looking to go networking or public speaking. If the internal voice is getting in your way, if that internal S.H.I.T.E is holding you back, then just know it's possible to update it and get some clarity to help you to be able to do it much more easily than what you're probably finding it now if you're watching this video. So the simple 3-step framework I take my clients through is something which I call the 3 W's. And first of all, it's about kind of getting clear on where you are currently. You know, what's currently going on. So if you're not posting videos, why aren't you? What's stopping you? If you're not being as consistent as you would like to be, again, what's stopping you? So just really, it's about kind of zooming out, taking that bird's eye view on your current position and kind of take a snapshot of that and just get some clarity on where you are currently. No right or wrong, absolutely zero judgment whatsoever. It's just about getting clear on what your starting point is. And most people I speak to are experts at being able to talk about where they are, what the problem is, why they're not able to do the thing that they would like to be doing more of. But if you only think and talk about that, then you're kind of effectively staying stuck in that lane. So the second phase is to look at, what do you actually want? You know, if anything was possible, if you could wave a magic wand, if you could feel and be calmer, more confident, more at ease, if you could show up more consistently, if you were more visible, what difference would that make? You know, what is it that you actually want? And again, no right or wrong. Your kind of desire might be different from somebody else's. So it isn't about that comparison. It's just, if you could wave a magic wand for you, for your business, for your visibility, what is it that you would actually like? You know, is it posting every day? Is it posting once a week? Is it, I don't know. Everyone's different. So just take some time to think about that for a moment. If you could wave a magic wand for yourself, for your own personal situation, what is it that you actually want? By doing that, and I know it sounds quite simplistic, but if you think about internally, subconsciously, we all have this kind of inbuilt sat-nav system, this GPS. It's only as good as the programming it has and the focus that we give it. So if we're constantly stuck and fixed on what we don't want, the problems, where we don't want to be, then there's no surprise that we keep kind of repeating that. So then what we need to do, or what we would benefit from doing, is getting clear on what we actually do want. And by doing that, that gives that mind that target, that direction, that focus. And then, like if we were driving a car or the pilot was flying the plane, if there's an obstacle ahead or an external factor that comes into play, we can course correct and get back on track because we know where we're going, we know the result, we know the outcome that we want to achieve. But if we don't know where we're going, then the moment life throws a curveball our way, the moment the equipment lets us down, the moment we do stumble, the moment we trip up, then that's when we go off track. So the first thing to do, get clear on where you are. Second thing is to get some clarity on what you actually want. And then the third W is to get clear on why. Like I said to you, there isn't this golden rule that says you have to show up more consistently, that you have to do more videos, you have to do public speaking, you have to go to networking events, whatever it is. But if it's something you want to do, why? Why do you want that? What's the positive consequences to you? What are the potential outcomes that you could enjoy and achieve if you could be more consistent? Whether that be for the next 30 days, whether that be for the next 6 months, whether that be for the next 12 months, whatever period of time you choose and decide, if we were fast forwarding to that point and we were having a conversation, looking back on that time, what are you looking forward to? And connecting to your why, getting clear on your why, is like connecting to that emotional fuel and charge. For a lot of people, particularly the kinds of people I work with, they want to help more people. They want to have more of an impact. And by sharing more consistently means they're getting themselves out there with the opportunity to increase their reach, to get in front of more of the kinds of people that they can help. So if that's a motivation for you, then connect to that. It doesn't matter what your personal unique motivation is, but if you get clear on both what you want and why you want it, then that's what makes a difference. Lack of clarity is often the cause of resistance. And when you can get clarity, then that just helps align your mind and your actions to help you to make that happen much more easily. It's like the fuel in the tank. It's the emotional charge to make it happen. And if we go back to the kind of driving or pilot analogy for a moment, imagine you're sat on the runway and you've waited ages for this holiday. You're packed for it. You've planned. You've prepared, kind of meticulously for it. But you're sat on the runway. You're on the plane. You're raring to go, but there's no fuel in the tank to get you there. How frustrating is that? So you connecting to your why is like you connecting to your own personal fuel, your own personal charge to help make that happen. So take a couple of moments, press pause, revisit, and just go through the 3 W's to help you to establish where you are, what it is that you want, and why you want it, and then start to take those actions that will align you to show up with confidence, feeling calm, so that you can be consistent to get the results that you want. Not what I want, not what anybody else wants, whatever it is that's unique and personal to you. So before you go, I'd love to know, what is the one thing that holds you back from showing up more consistently? What's that internal resistance that you experience? What's that inner kind of nagging voice that gets in the way? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if you want more kind of tips and strategies like this to help you, then follow along, and I look forward to helping you along the way. Take care for now.